Hi everyone, I'm back with another story for us for this Holy Week season that we are traveling through together on our way to the celebration of Easter on Sunday. Our story for today is about the Last Supper that Jesus shares with his disciples. And the day that we are celebrating today is actually called Maundy Thursday. Now, one of our days that we've already celebrated, right, was Palm Sunday, which happened this past Sunday. And if you remember, Jesus rode into town on a donkey. He rode into Jerusalem, and there were all of these people around that were excited to see him. They threw down their coats, they waved their palm branches, and they welcomed Jesus into the city. But there were also some people there that didn't really want Jesus around. They were not happy that he was there, right? So as we continue through our Holy Week story, we're going to see those people popping up a little bit more and more. And that's going to mean some pretty bad things for Jesus and his disciples. But as we walk through that story, I want us to remember where we're headed, right? We're headed towards celebration. We're headed toward Easter. And of course, we all love Easter, right? We get to celebrate the good things that Jesus has done. We get to celebrate the victory that Jesus has over death. But in order for us to get there, we've got to walk through some pretty tough stories as well. So as we read through these stories today and over the next couple of days, I want you guys to remember where we're headed. Because it can be tough sometimes to hear these stories and recognize that they are very sad and hard things that Jesus and his disciples experienced. But we know what comes on Easter, and we're glad that we get to celebrate at the end of Holy Week. Okay? So, if you have your Spark Bible at home, I invite you to grab it. I invite you to turn to page 462, and I'm going to read this story for us, but it'll be great if you can follow along in your own Bible at home because it'll be a little bit easier to see. But if you don't have one of these Bibles at home, I'm going to hold mine up, and hopefully that will make it a little bit easier for us to all engage. Okay? So here we go. The Last Supper. Jesus knew that the time had come for him to leave this world. He wanted to share his last Passover meal together with his 12 closest friends, the disciples. Jesus loved his friends and wanted to show them his love in a very caring way. As the friends got ready for the meal, Jesus put water in a large bowl and knelt down on the floor. He wanted to wash the feet of each disciple. And when it was Peter's turn, Peter said to Jesus, "You will never wash my feet." Jesus replied, "Peter, you don't understand what I am doing now, but you will later." Peter loved Jesus so much that he said, "Then don't just wash my feet, but my head and hands also." Peter wanted to be as close to Jesus as possible. As they were eating, Jesus sadly told his disciples, "Soon one of you will betray me. One of you will tell people who don't like me where I am so they can take me away." This upset the disciples, and each one said, "It's not me you're talking about, is it?" When Judas said this, Jesus gently replied, "Yes, Judas, you will betray me." Then Jesus picked up a loaf of bread. He blessed it and gave some to each of his friends, saying, "Take this bread and eat it. This is my body." Then Jesus picked up a cup of wine. He gave thanks and said, "Drink this. It is my blood, which I must give up so the sins of people may be forgiven." When the meal was over, Jesus and his friends went to a place called the Mount of Olives. Jesus said sadly, "Soon you will all leave me." Peter felt bad. "Even if all the others leave you, I won't," he said. Jesus looked at his dear friend and said quietly, "Before the sun rises, you will pretend you don't know me 3 times." Peter said, "Jesus, I love you too much to ever do that to you." And all of the other disciples said the same thing. All right. That is the end of our story for today, Maundy Thursday. And as you can see, the tone and the feeling of the story is starting to get a little bit sad. But one thing that is still present in this story is Jesus's love. Everything that Jesus is doing in this story, in the story that we'll hear tomorrow, in the story that we'll hear on Sunday, all of these stories are about Jesus's love. And so, even though we might be in a tough part of the story right now, we can remember that it's all about love and that there's a silver lining, that there's something positive that is happening here. So, my invitation to you guys is, as we continue throughout this weekend, getting ready for Easter, I want you to think a little bit about the things and the people that you love and the special things that you might be able to do to show those people how much you love them. This could be your family, the people that you are at home with right now. These could be your friends or people that you are far away from right now that you miss. Spend some time thinking about what it is that you can do to show those people how much you care about them. I'll be back again with another story for us tomorrow. And of course, I'll see you on Sunday morning for an Easter celebration. Bye, guys.